Alright, good morning, mother truckers. Mr. G bringing you the latest in Crossout, and the devs down at Targrim are bringing us a big fat pile of changes. Video's a little late coming out. This morning, Baby G brought every toy that she owns and put it on my desk, which is nice. And then I messed up my microphone. So I was going through like 3 different microphones to get this going, but let me just throw this back in the junk pile there. Video time. We're talking Crossout changes. I've also got a new cab that might be coming down the road, so we're going to take a peek at that. But Coldfire and Tree Burgers both covered, untested, all of this in detail. Check them out if you haven't. They really cover this really well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the quick points, my take on it, where I think the game's going, and what you guys need to know in under 5 minutes, because I don't waste your time, because I don't have time. All right, what are we doing? First of all, we are getting an entire new rarity of weapons. So the guys at Targrim, they heard that the game was grindy, and they were like, what should we do to make this game less grindy? So they realized that every rarity we do is essentially a step on the ladder or a rung on a ladder, and they were like, we need a rung in between white parts and like blue parts, or God, no, in between, in between rare and epic. So they've made like a cyan colored tech. Ding, there it is. Special rarity weapons. So this is when you're going from between blue to purple, rare, from rare to epic. They've added another step there in the hopes that this will make it easier to get to epic weapons. This is them trying to make the game more friendly for new players. A lot of people are like, I wish they would have maybe made a rarity in between epic and legendary, because that's a much harder jump to make. Back when I played on my regular account a lot more, that was a big jump for me, grind-wise and, dollars out of my wallet-wise, to get my first legendary weapons, absolutely. So maybe we'll see more things like that coming down the road, but that gives us at least one thing to be really happy about, is we're going to be looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new weapons. Okay, so we're getting 7 brand new weapons, and a lot of other weapons are getting reclassified. So like the Goblin, for example, some machine guns, some of the drones are getting put in the special category. So what they've actually said is some of the current rare parts which correspond with that rarity will be transferred to it. In elite factions like Steppenwolf, Dawn's Children, Firestarters, all of their rare parts now become special parts. There's a mass public test server that you guys can check out. I missed the window for that, so I couldn't jump on there and show you, but Tree Burgers and Coldfires, they show you guys this really well, so go check them out. So they are trying to make the game more friendly to new players. They did just pay PewDiePie a big giant pile of cash to make a video on the Crossout, so hopefully that does bring in some new players. They're definitely throwing money at the game to try and keep it alive, which is good, because I love this game and I want to keep it going. They've made a big change to part upgrades, aka fusions. As someone who has a promo and has fused so many things, I will tell you that most fusions are garbage. There's all these fusions that you can get that are absolute rubbish, total garbage, and there's only a very few that are decent. I did a whole video on that. You can go check that out. However, they're changing it now so that you get up to 2 to 3 bonuses from the list when you fuse a part. So if you fuse 3 humpbacks, you don't just get 1 bonus, you get between 2 and 3. So if you start out with getting 2 bonuses, you can refuse it. You will lose the 2 bonuses you got, but you'll get 2 other randomized bonuses. If you get 3 bonuses on a fusion, you can keep the 3 and you can shuffle it by refusing it. You'll still lose the parts, but they've made it better. They've made it less grindy. They looked at it and were like, hey, the system we have now kind of sucks. Let's change it. So all steps in the right direction. So they're trying to make the game better for you guys, which is absolutely awesome. Another humongous, gigantic change coming down the pipe is cabin rework. What they're going to do now is that base energy for cabins is going to be 8. Common cabins are going to get 9 energy. Rare or blue cabins are going to have 10 energy. There's going to be the special cabins. So some of those cabins have been moved into special, like the faction cabins, like from Dawn's Children and Steppenwolf and those guys. Those are special. Those are going to have 11 energy. And now purple cabins or epic cabins are going to have 12 energy. So I remember back when I started, Humpback had 12, and then they changed heavies down to 11. Well, that's back now. You can have heavy cabins with 12 energy. So that means you can throw mandrakes on an echo cabin now, things like that. So big changes. Also some tonnage changes to some cabins and some speed changes. I'm going to throw those up there. Thank you to Commodore and my Discord mods on my Discord for helping out with the research and getting me some info on this. Do join the Discord. They're really helpful with Crossout, and they're all excellent players. So if you do need help, they are there. It's a good community. Check it out. Link in description. While we're talking about cabs, this leak, went across my doorstep. I'm not saying that it's official. You guys can find it on Black Hat. But take a look at this cabin. It looks like some sort of cab from like an excavator or construction vehicle. I have been hoping that they would make a construction faction for ages. Maybe this is a teaser that's what we could be getting. I would really like that. Maybe they'll trick me in when the new faction won't be Ravagers. It'll be all construction equipment based, which would actually make me pretty pumped. And we have some big rework happening here to two things. A big nerf for radars, which needed to happen. People were still using it as spaced armor, which was ridiculous, especially at high power scores. So now, basically, it's not going to absorb explosion damage. Projectiles are going to go through them a lot more. They're not going to provide that spaced armor like they did before. They're just not. That's been changed, and that was a good change. I think we can all agree. People flying around with 10 radars, that's just stupid and crappy, and nobody likes it. So, boom, that's done. This one is going to be a little bit of a bigger one. Some people are happy about it. Some people are upset about it. That comes down to hovers. Hovers is a great divider in the Crossout community. Some people love them. Some people hate them. So you can see right here, I couldn't get on the server, but I do have a pick for you. They've nerfed hover height, first of all, so they're much lower, which is a big nerf. But here's the big thing. They're like side-flying builds, sideways hover. They're like, that's not fair. And they're saying these guys perform significantly better than regular hover. I will say that is a fact, because you can protect your vehicle much better. The devs have run the numbers. They found, yeah, they can. So what they're going to do is they want them to function like regular cars, classic assemblies, as they say. So what they've done is they've made it so that strafe on hover is reduced by 25%. So that means if you're doing a sideways hover, your forward and back speed just got a nerf of 25%. With all the other nerfs that hovers have been getting, that's going to compound for a significant nerf to hover gameplay. Now, if you play hover standard orientation, you're still going to have the same forward and backward speed, but you're still going to get a nerf to your lateral motion, which is a big deal. They've also nerfed, like I showed, 14% in height, but they've given a durability bonus increase to both of the Icarus 4 and 7 of 30%. I guess they were throwing a bone to hover players there. We're going to see how this is all going to play out, guys. There are going to be massive changes to the meta in the game, and I think that's a good thing. Anything that gets you guys in your garage and rebuilding and making new stuff makes me happy, because I can make content on that. There will always be meta, always be new stuff. You guys are always going to figure out the most effective way to break the game.
Take this off and put this on.
And I need to...
I can put that on.
Okay.
But you need a button this.
All right, I'm going to put a ballet dress on Baby G. I'm going to catch you guys later. Mr. G out.